students. How are you all? Hope you are fine. We are going to start the next part of the lecture now, chapter Organisms and Population. I hope you have read the NCERT textbook. You are thorough with all the biomes now, which we had discussed in the previous lecture. You need to know the hierarchy. The levels of organization is an important question जो बहुत बार इस chapter से आता है. आपको आना चाहिए कि organism basic unit है ecology का, basic organization है ecology की. The every levels below the organism which have been taken for you in standard 11, the cell, the macromolecules, the tissue, the organ systems, they will all classify under lower levels of organization. Organism के ऊपर जो भी levels रहेगी, that is the population, ecosystem. We will all be dealing with all these one by one. These will be higher levels of organization. So we had spoken of this yesterday. हमने कल बात की थी कि biotic organisms means जो living components हैं, they interact with each other as well as they interact with the non-living components, that is the abiotic components. So the abiotic components include the temperature, light, water, soil, the air that we breathe. All these come under abiotic conditions, abiotic components. अब क्यों temperature change होता है, क्यों water levels change होते हैं from one place to the other? We had seen because the earth is revolving, rotating around its own axis. This axis is tilted and it is revolving around the sun. So the seasons are going to change, day and night, timings are going to change on this complete planet. We had also seen the different biomes जो कि form होंगे on this sphere, on this planet because of this rotation and revolution. So the major biomes were the tundras, the taigas, the deserts, the savannas, the grasslands. Then you had the deciduous ones and the tropical rainforest. हमने stratification भी discuss किया था. Please read your NCERT textbook. I hope you have made notes on all the biomes. नहीं बनाए हैं to go back to the last lecture. These notes will also be helpful when you are writing your state board exams. Okay? You need to remember only those particular characteristics एक biome के जो हमने discuss किए हैं. We had also discussed this graph जो कि बहुत favorite है NCERT textbook का and NEET examiners का. Many questions come on this graph. हमने discuss किया था कि किस type के questions आते हैं on this. Today I will be moving forward. हम आगे बढ़ेंगे इस chapter में. We will be speaking of the abiotic components. Okay? Examples of abiotic components I have told you: temperature, water, soil, air, light. Okay? Today we will be speaking of temperature in detail. अब temperature vary या low क्यों होता है? Again, because Earth का revolution होता है around the sun. The parts of the earth which will be near the sun at that particular time will be at high temperature, वो hot रहेंगे. When it will be rotating, जो parts hot regions में थे वो cold हो जाएंगे. But there will be some regions जहाँ पे temperature constant रहेगा, which will be in the tropics. Equator से tropical का जो region है, we had seen tropical rainforest, जहाँ पे temperature almost constant रहेगा throughout the year. Because the sunlight is direct in that area, it is not at an angulation. When the earth is revolving, at that time also it is not going to differ. Now temperature varies seasonally. Equator से poles पे जाएंगे तो temperature equator पे हमेशा ज़्यादा रहेगा. Means regions near the equator will be hot. As we go towards the poles, it is going to get cooler. So equator से poles पे temperature is going to go on decreasing. Remember, high temperature मतलब ज़्यादा गर्मी. Low temperature means cool. So equator पे temperature ज़्यादा रहेगा, poles पे temperature कम रहेगा. As we move, temperature vary कर सकता है sub-zero से to levels of greater than 50 degree and to 100 degree Celsius also. Okay? Sub-zero पे जो levels रहते हैं, that is the Antarctic biome, the tundras, the taigas. We had seen yesterday कि tundra में sub-zero का temperature रहेगा. हमने graph में भी देखा था, zero के नीचे पे tundra का temperature record कर रहे थे हम. So those animals in those areas will have antifreeze proteins. What do I mean by antifreeze? ये animals के body में special kind of proteins रहते हैं जो एकदम सब जीरो temperatures पे भी freeze नहीं होते हैं. They don't allow the animal to freeze and die at those extreme sub-zero temperatures. 100 degree centigrade पे you have the archaebacteria which are living. These also have special types of proteins which work as enzymes. We will speak of these adaptations further in the lecture. Now temperature एक unique flora and fauna देगा हर region को, जिसकी वजह से वहाँ के species defined रहेंगे. There will be a particular temperature. You will find the polar bear only in the Arctic region. You cannot find it in Kerala. Okay, you cannot find the snow leopard, you cannot find the polar bear because उनकी body ऐसे बनी रहती है कि वो उसी area में adapt कर सकते हैं. They cannot come in this region. They can be at sub-zero cold climate only. Now mango trees cannot grow in Canada and Germany, because mango trees need hot and humid climate. But countries of Canada and Germany come under temperate zones which will have snowfall or which will have cold climates almost many months in a year. So mango tree will not be able to grow in Canada and Germany. You can grow it here, but you cannot grow it in those areas naturally. Of course, if you know about greenhouse farming, do you know about greenhouse farming? आपने अगर कभी कोई नर्सरी विजिट की है तो have you seen in that nursery there are glass houses? There are houses of glass. Inside them the plants are grown. Those glass houses are insulators. They maintain a constant temperature inside for those particular species of plants to grow. If we do greenhouse farming in Canada and Germany, mango trees are possible, but that is a very expensive affair. So those countries export but do not grow mango. Then tuna fish, they are never caught beyond the latitudes of the ocean. ये आपको हमेशा ocean की boundaries में ही मिलेंगे. They do not cross the ocean because change in temperature can affect the kinetics of enzyme and the metabolic activities and functions. Every organism has enzymes inside their body. These enzymes are going to help the metabolic activities go on at a constant rate. But for these enzymes to function, optimum temperature is required. Now if the tuna fish moves beyond the boundaries of the ocean, that optimum temperature is not going to be maintained. अगर ये optimum temperature maintain नहीं होगा तो enzymatic activity properly नहीं होगी. Enzymatic activity नहीं होगी तो organism sustain नहीं कर पाएगा. That is why you will never find tuna fish beyond the latitudes of the ocean. These three examples are very favorite examples and they are often asked in the NEET exam. ये examples directly NCERT textbook में दिए हुए हैं. When you will read your textbook, you will find this mango tree, you will find snow leopards, polar bears, and you will find the tuna fish. The reasons why they are not seen in other zones is because of these. Now, role of temperature. Temperature has direct effect on working of enzymes. We have spoken. It's going to alter the activity of enzymes. Okay. Through enzymes, it influences basal metabolic rate. अगर enzymatic activity disturb हुई, तो metabolic activity disturb होगी, and physiological functions भी disturb होंगे. So temperature will have direct role with the working of enzymes, and because of those working of enzymes, the metabolic activity and the physiologic functions of the body will be disturbed, will be minimized. But a few organisms can tolerate and thrive in a wide range of temperature. ऐसे organisms को हम बोलते हैं eurythermal. Organisms which can thrive in a wide range of temperature, उनको हम बोलते हैं eurythermal. Eury means wide, thermal means temperature. So wide range of temperature they can sustain. वो एक पोल से दूसरे पोल तक जा सकते हैं. Like we human beings, We can stay in Antarctic regions also, we can stay in Sahara deserts also. So that is the range from sub-zero to around 50 degrees centigrade. Why humans can stay? We will see further. कि ऐसा कौन सा mechanism है humans में and other mammals में because of which they are eurythermal. But majority of organisms are restricted to narrow range of temperature. They cannot sustain this wide range of temperature. They have to be restricted to those narrow ranges. जैसे कि mango tree. Mango tree has to be restricted to hot and humid climates. It cannot grow in the cold climates. So those organisms are stenothermal organisms. Steno means narrow. Steno का मतलब है narrow. Thermal का मतलब है temperature. Stenothermal means the organisms which can sustain a narrow range of temperature. Eurythermal means organisms which can sustain or which can tolerate a wide range of temperature. जैसे we human beings, if I have to travel today from here to the Rajasthan desert, do I have to take care that how my body is going to work over there? No. We have specialized mechanism which is going to maintain the enzymatic activity in 50 degrees centigrade also, and it is going to maintain the enzymatic activity and body functions at sub-zero temperatures also. So you and I don't have to think about that. But there are organisms which have to think कि अगर ये temperature से हम दूसरे temperature zone में गए तो how are we going to sustain the bodily functions? Organisms can be classified as eurythermal and stenothermal. Eury means wide. They can sustain a wide range of temperature. The best example is humans. And whatever is found, whichever animals are found around humans commonly, that is the dogs, cats, cows, these all are eurythermal. ये आपको moderate areas में भी मिलेंगे, आपको sub-zero temperatures में भी मिलेंगे, and आपको deserts में भी मिलेंगे. They are eurythermal organisms. The plants like roses, daisies, oak trees, they are eurythermal. You will find them everywhere. They can sustain, they can grow everywhere. Stenothermal organisms which can sustain, which can tolerate only a narrow range of temperature include corals, few insects, reptiles, penguin, python, crocodile, orchids, bougainvillea and crotons. These are the few examples. You can make a list, you can add on to your list, go on adding. Make this column in your notebook wherever you are making notes. एक जगह पे eurythermal लिखो, एक column पे stenothermal लिखो, और take 2 pages, 1 page of eurythermal, 1 page of stenothermal. Organisms के नाम add करते जाओ. Now, what is homeostasis? Very important process जिसकी वजह से mammals या humans sustain कर सकते हैं constant internal body temperature. The ability of the organism to maintain a constant internal environment despite varying external environment is called homeostasis. Homeo means maintain करना अंदर का constant temperature. Okay? The ability of the organism to maintain a constant environment despite of varying external conditions. Like if I am at 50 degree centigrade, body के अंदर का temperature 37 पे maintain रहेगा for proper enzymatic activity. If I am in the sub-zero levels, if I am in the Antarctic zone, you will find human beings there also. बॉडी के अंदर का टेम्परेचर मेंटेन रहेगा 37 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे. दैट इज द नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर, दैट इज द ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर फॉर एंजाइमेटिक एक्टिविटी. सो कांस्टेंट इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट जो रेगुलेट कर सकता है, जो मेंटेन कर सकता है, उनको हम बोलते हैं रेगुलेटर्स. वी कैन रेगुलेट, वी कैन मेंटेन अ कांस्टेंट इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द एक्सटर्नल कंडीशंस. कांस्टेंट बॉडी टेम्परेचर अगर हम मेंटेन कर रहे हैं तो उसको बोलेंगे थर्मो रेगुलेशन. कांस्टेंट ऑस्मोटिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन अगर मेंटेन कर रहे हैं तो उसको बोलेंगे ऑस्मो रेगुलेशन. सो थर्मो रेगुलेशन एंड ऑस्मो रेगुलेशन. नाउ व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग नोट्स for homeostasis. आपके notebook में जब आप note कर रहे हो homeostasis को, at the right side corner hemostasis को लिखो और उसको circle करके रखो. Write hemostasis. Now what is hemostasis? Hemostasis is the prevention of bleeding, formation of clots so that bleeding stops when wound is healing. Okay, that is hemostasis. Why am I discussing hemostasis here? Because question आता है ability of the organism to maintain a constant internal environment despite of varying external environment is called hemostasis, homeostasis, both and none. Students don't see the spelling properly. वो hemostasis को mark कर देते हैं जल्दी में. वो mistake नहीं करनी है. You need to understand hemostasis is HAEMOSTASIS, or it can be also spelled as HEMOSTASIS, hemostasis or HAE hemostasis. So you should not be confusing this word homeostasis with hemostasis. That is the coagulation of blood. Okay, mechanism of coagulation of blood. Now second question which can come on homeostasis is, you get that amongst the two, which is a physiologic procedure. The option is hemostasis and the second option is homeostasis. इन दोनों में से physiologic procedure कौन सा है? Both are physiological procedures. The body is performing it on their own. I will discuss in the next slide how the body performs homeostasis. How a constant internal temperature is maintained, so that both are physiological processes. You have to remember कि दोनों physiological processes हैं. You will be marking both A and B. If the option is hemostasis, homeostasis, both are given, and C option is both A and B, तो दोनों physiological processes होंगे. Physiological process means body will take care of it on its own. Thermoregulation means temperature को regulate करना. Osmoregulation means constant osmotic temperature को regulate करना. Now I will tell you, see this flowchart now. This flowchart is for you to make notes because textbook में ये सब बहुत haphazard दिया हुआ है. You have to make this flowchart. This is easy for you to learn. Homeostasis ये एक physiological process होता है. Naturally when the body is doing it by itself. Artificially जब हम help करते हैं body को to maintain a constant temperature. But this is only a behavioral adaptation human beings का. Homeostasis will be a physiological natural process जो body खुद से करती है. Summers में, in summers, when external, E stands for external. When external environment is greater than internal environment, तो हम क्या करते हैं? We sweat profusely. Because of this sweating, evaporative cooling होता है पूरी body का and body temperature reduce होता है. So in summers, whenever the temperature is exceeding, जब भी आप hot conditions में हो, अगर आप at around 2 to 3 in these hot summer days, if you are outside your house, you are not having an air conditioned car, आप पैदल चल रहे हो रोड पे, you are going to sweat profusely. Why? Because वो external temperature, which is around 48 degrees now, or say in a range of 45 to 48 degrees, that is going to help, that is going to affect your body, because of which you will be sweating. You will have sensors in your skin, in your brain, which will give signal to the brain that external environment is too much, जहाँ पे organism आया है. The body is going to start working towards it. It's going to sweat. It's going to sweat profusely so that evaporative cooling होगा and body temperature reduce होगा. Okay? इसका अगर हम क्या करते हैं summers में behaviorally, हम कैसा behave करते हैं? We sit in ACs, हम coolers लगाते हैं, हम light clothes पहनते हैं. Okay? Clothes which are of cotton, which are of fine material, we wear those kind of clothes. We wear light colors, we wear white colors, bright colors in summer, not the darker shades. Then we drink cold water and cold drinks. We bathe with cold water. हम ये सब करते हैं summers में so that body ठंडी रहे, so that we feel cool. Okay, so that is a behavioral, that is an artificial means जिससे हम भी supplement करते हैं process of homeostasis को, help करते हैं. Now in winters when the external environment is less than the internal environment, हम क्या करते हैं? We shiver. This shivering is an exercise which produces heat and because of which body temperature reduce होता है. Okay, this shivering is a type of exercise of the body because of which heat is produced and body temperature increase होता है. Comparative to summer, winters में हम heaters लगाते हैं, woolen wears पहनते हैं, हम hot soups पहनते हैं. We are not more prone to eating cold drinks and ice creams in winters. Okay, we bathe with hot water. We stay indoors with bonfire. Arctic region में, polar regions में, you will see they stay indoors जैसे ही शाम होने आती है because they have long winters. So early part of the day they stay outside. As soon as the day is getting over, they get inside. They stay indoors. People over there stay indoors and they have bonfire. Okay, bonfire से क्या होगा? They are producing heat inside and maintaining that constant internal temperature. हम aid करते हैं body को heat maintain करने में. So homeostasis, physiological, it's a natural process. Body does these two mechanisms, एक summer में, एक winter में, to maintain a constant internal body temperature. Human beings aid करते हैं, we behave like this so that we supplement the body to maintain a constant temperature. Now if I ask you to wear a woolen wear, अभी के weather में, summers में, अगर आपको jacket पहनने के लिए बोला, how does it feel? You will not feel like wearing it for 5 minutes also. You're going to take it out. Okay, so that is how you have adapted. Okay, so I told you कि जो organisms body temperature को constant regulate कर सकते हैं irrespective of the external environment are called regulators. All birds and mammals come under this category. Very few lower vertebrates and invertebrates are capable of thermoregulation and osmoregulation. तो इसके example में all birds, mammals, few lower vertebrates and invertebrates आएंगे. Okay, it is believed कि success of mammals is because वो एंटार्क्टिका से सहारा तक पूरे रेंज ऑफ टेम्परेचर्स में रह सकते हैं. दे कैन फंक्शन इफेक्टिवली, वो अच्छा एफिशिएंसी से परफॉर्म भी कर सकते हैं वेदर दे आर इन एंटार्क्टिका और दे आर इन सहारा, बिकॉज द बॉडी इज फिट एंड फाइन. बॉडी की एंजाइमेटिक एक्टिविटी अच्छी चल रही है, बॉडी के फिजियोलॉजिक फंक्शंस अच्छे चल रहे हैं, बॉडी की मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटी अच्छी चल रही है. Why these are functioning properly? Because constant temperature maintain हो सकता है बॉडी के अंदर. Okay, so evolutionary biologists believe कि mammals का success on the planet Earth is because of this property that they can regulate their body temperature. Why they can how do they regulate their body temperature? By the process of homeostasis. So they are called regulators. 99% animals and all plants, nearly all plants, ये अपना body temperature regulate नहीं कर सकते हैं. They cannot regulate their body temperature to a constant temperature. Means अगर external का temperature बढ़ गया है, तो internal का temperature भी बढ़ जाएगा. If external is 50, then internal temperature will also be somewhere near 50. If external is 20, कम हो गया external का temperature, तो internal body का भी temperature to somewhere near 20 आ जाएगा. They cannot regulate, वो एक constant environment maintain नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो confirm कर देते हैं. Confirm means to come in accordance with. Okay, बाहर का इतना, अंदर का भी इतना. They cannot regulate. The process of homeostasis is absent. Okay. They cannot maintain a constant temperature and osmotic concentration. Regulation इनमें absent रहेगा. Please make these notes. Regulation इनमें एब्सेंट रहेगा. They cannot regulate a constant internal environment. They cannot maintain a constant internal environment. वो कंफर्म कर देते हैं. Again the spelling CONFORN. It is not confirm. CONFIRN. Conform means to come in accordance with. बाहर का टेम्परेचर जितना है बॉडी उतने टेम्परेचर पे शिफ्ट हो जाती है. इट कैन नॉट मेंटेन अ कांस्टेंट इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट. नाउ यू विल फील व्हाई द कंफर्मर्स हैव नॉट इवॉल्व्ड एज रेगुलेटर्स. बिकॉज रेगुलेशन ये एक अच्छी प्रॉपर्टी है ना. ये एक प्रॉपर्टी है जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है सक्सेस ऑफ मैमल्स के लिए. So while other organisms did not evolve to become regulators during the course of evolution from so many years, they could have evolved to become regulators. They could have moved from Antarctica to deserts freely without thinking that how they are going to sustain their life over there. But they have not evolved because thermoregulation is energetically expensive process. बॉडी को बहुत सारी एनर्जी लगती है, एटीपी लगता है थर्मो रेगुलेशन करने के लिए, होम्योस्टैसिस करने के लिए, मींस कांस्टेंट इंटरनल टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करने के लिए. तो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो उसको नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं वो कंफर्म कर देते हैं. ओके, एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देती हूँ. अभी समर्स चल रहे हैं. पीपल हु कैन अफोर्ड एसी वो एसी खरीदते हैं. एसी एक एक्सपेंसिव चीज है. हु कैन अफोर्ड वो खरीदेंगे. जो नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं वो क्या करते हैं, वो कूलर खरीदते हैं. ओके, जो कूलर भी अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते हैं वो फैन से काम चलाते हैं समर से. सो जो ये एक्सपेंस अफोर्ड कर सकेगा वो रेगुलेट कर पाएगा. जो ये एक्सपेंस अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकेगा मीन्स बॉडी एटीपी खर्च नहीं कर सकेगी, बॉडी एनर्जी खर्च नहीं कर सकेगी, वो कंफर्म कर देगा. इट्स गोइंग टू बी इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट. ओके, सो यू ऑल शुड बी ब्लेस्ड इनफ. यू ऑल शुड बी ब्लेस्ड इनफ एंड ग्रेटफुल इनफ. ओके, अब रेगुलेटर्स वो होते हैं जो कांस्टेंट इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट मेंटेन कर सकते हैं. कॉन्फॉर्मर्स वो होते हैं जिसका इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट के साथ इक्वल हो जाता है. इट कम्स इन द रेंज ऑफ द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट. इन दोनों के बीच में एक आते हैं जो होते हैं पार्शियल रेगुलेटर्स. पार्शियल रेगुलेटर्स, इनकी बॉडी एनर्जी खर्च करती है, बॉडी एनर्जी खर्च करती है बट अप टू अ सर्टेन लेवल. उसके बाद वो कंफर्म कर देते हैं. उसके बाद they stop regulating. They are called partial regulators. Up to a certain level, body will try to manage a constant internal environment. After that, it is not going to regulate anymore. It is going to conform. Okay? Means अगर AC नहीं खरीद सकते हैं तो हम कूलर खरीदते हैं. Okay? Partially regulate कर सकते हैं हम. Okay? AC will be more cooling than the कूलर. बट अगर एसी नहीं खरीद सकते, इट इज एक्सपेंसिव, तो हम कूलर खरीदेंगे. सो पार्शियल रेगुलेटर, अगर हम उतनी एनर्जी नहीं खर्च करेंगे, थोड़ा ट्राई करते हैं, वो थोड़ी एनर्जी स्पेंड करते हैं, उसके बाद दे स्टॉप, दे कंफर्म. सो नाउ दिस ग्राफ इज गिवन इन द NCERT textbook. You have to understand this graph properly. See, x-axis पे है external level or say the external temperature over here, and y-axis पे है internal level or the internal temperature. If this is moving, ये arrow दिया हुआ है, means external condition increase होती जा रही है, and यहाँ पे आपको देखना है कि external condition कितनी भी increase हो, ये regulators का जो red line है, it is constant. Internal condition is same. एक्सटर्नल कंडीशन कितनी भी इंक्रीज होती जाए, रेगुलेटर्स आर गोइंग टू मेंटेन अ कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर व्हिच इज इन दिस रेंज से. ओके, नाउ सी द लाइन फॉर कंफर्मर्स. एक्सटर्नल अगर इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो इंटरनल भी इंक्रीज होगा. एक्सटर्नल इंक्रीज हुआ है तो इंटरनल भी इंक्रीज होगा. यू हैव टू प्लॉट इट एंड सी दिस लेवल. एक्सटर्नल इंक्रीज हुआ है, इंटरनल भी इंक्रीज हुआ है. दैट मीन्स दे आर कन्फर्मिंग, दे आर इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द एक्सटर्नल इन्वायरमेंट. जितना एक्सटर्नल रहेगा उतना ही अंदर का भी हो जाएगा, उतना ही इंटरनल का भी रहेगा. दे आर कन्फर्मर्स. नाउ पार्शियल रेगुलेटर्स विद दिस ब्लू लाइन. पार्शियल रेगुलेटर्स मीन्स कुछ लेवल तक वो ट्राई करेंगे टू रेगुलेट द इंटरनल बॉडी टेम्परेचर. आफ्टर दैट दे आर गोइंग टू लीव इट, दे आर गोइंग टू कन्फर्म, राइट. सो दे विल बी पार्शियल रेगुलेटर्स. अब इस पे क्वेश्चंस कैसे आते हैं? यू आर गिवन दिस ग्राफ एंड these are hidden, these labelings are not given, and you are asked to label the red, blue and green lines. You have to understand. अब कलर चेंज हो सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक में रेड का रेगुलेशन है तो आपके क्वेश्चन में जो ग्राफ रहेगा उसका भी रेड लाइन रेगुलेशन ही रहेगा. दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन. You need to understand that regulators will be maintaining a constant temperature irrespective of external. Conformers change करते जाएंगे. Partial regulators कुछ हद तक maintain करेंगे, उसके बाद conform करेंगे. So this is all about regulators, conformers and partial regulators. Now ऑर्गेनिजम्स के पास और दो ऑप्शंस रहते हैं. अगर वो रेगुलेट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं एक टेम्परेचर, वो कंफर्म नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, द कंडीशन इज बिकमिंग वेरी स्ट्रेसफुल, बाहर का टेम्परेचर बहुत बढ़ गया है, ऑर्गेनिज्म इज कंफर्मिंग, अंदर का टेम्परेचर भी बहुत बढ़ गया है, बट ऑर्गेनिज्म अब सस्टेन नहीं कर पा रहा है, तो इट हैज टू मोर ऑप्शंस. इट कैन आइदर माइग्रेट और इट कैन सस्पेंड. Migrate means move away temporarily from that place for some time, go to some other place जहाँ पे एक hospitable, जहाँ पे एक favorable environment है आपके लिए उस समय पे, and return back जब यहाँ की conditions ठीक हो जाएगी, जब यहाँ का temperature वापस आ जाएगा आपके range में. So migrate means to move away temporarily. एक place से दूसरी जगह पे temporarily चले जाना, उसको माइग्रेशन बोलते हैं. ओके, आर माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स विच यू आर हियरिंग ऑफ एवरी डे इन द न्यूज, अभी कोरोना वायरस का लॉकडाउन में, दे आर माइग्रेंट वर्कर्स. दे हैव माइग्रेटेड देयर ओरिजिनल प्लेस इन सर्च ऑफ जॉब्स एंड दे आर वर्किंग एट अदर प्लेसेस. ओके, सो दे आर माइग्रेंट, दे हैव मूव्ड अवे टेम्पररीली. अपना घर छोड़ के वो दूसरी जगह पे आए हैं जहां पे उनको एक हॉस्पिटेबल एनवायरनमेंट मिलेगा, एक अच्छा जॉब मिलेगा. नाउ समर वेकेशंस में फॉरगेट अबाउट वेकेशंस ऑल दिस ईयर नाउ, बट इफ यू आर आस्क्ड समर वेकेशंस में आप कहाँ जाना चाहोगे, वेयर वुड यू लाइक टू गो, you will obviously choose a place which is cooler because we are staying in hotter conditions in summers. The temperature is above 40 in our regions in Maharashtra. हम हमेशा प्रेफर करेंगे कि अगर समर्स में कहीं घूमने जाना है तो हम किसी कोल्ड इसमें जाएंगे, कोल्ड सिटीज में जाएंगे, कोल्ड क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस में जाएंगे. लाइक द पीपल ऑफ दिल्ली, कल हमने डिस्कस किया था, दिल्ली कम्स इन टेम्परेट डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट बायोम. टिपिकल नॉर्थ इंडिया का क्लाइमेट, समर्स आर वेरी हॉट, विंटर्स आर वेरी कोल्ड. तो दिल्ली के लोग थोड़ी देर के लिए चले जाते हैं, दिल्ली के लोग चले जाते हैं शिमला. दिल्ली के लोग चले जाएंगे शिमला में जहां पे कूलर क्लाइमेट रहेगा एंड द टेम्परेचर कैन सस्टेन. माइग्रेशन का एग्जाम्पल है बर्ड्स फ्रॉम एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड क्लाइमेट्स लाइक साइबेरिया. We had discussed yesterday, Siberia comes in the Arctic region, okay? In the taiga region, sub-Arctic and those Arctic regions. So birds from there come to Bharatpur, Rajasthan every winters because the winters in Siberia are very cold. They are very cold. Birds from there will leave that habitat, come and stay in Bharatpur, Rajasthan because this will give it a hospitable environment. वो cold winters में ये डेजर्ट का टेम्परेचर इज हॉट, डेजर्ट विल नॉट हैव विंटर्स, सो डेजर्ट्स में आके रहेंगी बर्ड्स, दे विल बी अ गेस्ट टू दिस भरतपुर राजस्थान इन द मंथ्स ऑफ विंटर. नाउ बर्ड्स विल कम हियर फॉर टू रीजंस. एक तो यहाँ पे आके ब्रीडिंग करेंगे एंड सेकेंड दे विल गेट फूड ऑल्सो. These both the conditions are difficult for them in the cold regions in the winters. Siberia में where the temperatures are below zero, where the temperatures are sub-zero, it's difficult for them to breed, it's difficult for them to search food. तो इसीलिए they will move away temporarily from that habitat. They try to sustain, वो conform करते हैं. But at last, when they cannot conform more, the condition is becoming stressful, they will fly away, they will move away, वो migrate कर लेंगे, आ जाएंगे भरतपुर राजस्थान में. This example is given in the NCERT textbook. Falcons and Siberian cranes are examples of birds which come to Bharatpur, Rajasthan. Two examples of birds. Now, Bharatpur is a bird sanctuary. Keolado National Park is the new name to Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Please remember this. वहाँ पे लिख भी लो आपके नोटबुक में या NCERT टेक्स्ट बुक में, Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary and Keolado National Park is same as Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. It is the new name to this Bharatpur Sanctuary, Bird Sanctuary, which is located in Rajasthan. Many fishes also migrate. Fishes also migrate from fresh water to salty water, or they can migrate from salty water to fresh water, again for breeding. So fishes which come from fresh to salty water for breeding for a period of time in a year are called catodromus. Please make notes. Catodromus, fishes which will migrate temporarily from fresh water to salty water. The term is catodromus. Example is the eel. Fishes which will migrate from salty water to fresh water. Example is when fishes migrate from salty to fresh water. They migrate from salty to fresh water. Those fishes are anadromous. So catadromous and anadromous. You just need to remember that fishes can also migrate because these are not terms given in NCERT textbook, but still migration के यहाँ पे लिख दो ये terms कि fishes अगर migrate करती हैं तो उनको catadromous और anadromous में divide करते हैं. Catadromous will be the fishes which migrate from fresh to salty water. The example is eel. Anadromous will be the fishes which migrate from salty to fresh water. Example will be the lizard. Now, the third in this is dormancy. Dormancy is a state of having normal physical functions suspended or slowed down for a period of time. Suspend means to give up. Give up कर देना stressful environmental conditions को. Now see, can the plants migrate? Birds उड़ के जा सकती हैं from one region to other. They can fly and go. Fishes can swim and reach from one region to other. Can plants leave the soil and go to some other place in harsh environmental conditions? No. So they will suspend. वो अपना growth, अपना metabolic activity उस time के लिए suspend कर देंगे, reduce कर देंगे. They will have reduced metabolic activity and they will be suspending their growth for that period of time. The state in which a plant is alive, the plant is still alive, it has not died, but not actively growing. But it is not actively growing. The plant is alive, it is not actively growing. उसने अपना growth suspend कर दिया है, metabolic activity reduce कर दी है, because harsh environmental conditions में it is not able to cope up with the harsh environmental conditions. It cannot leave the soil and fly to other place. It cannot leave the soil and walk to some other place. It cannot migrate, so it is going to be in a dormant phase. It is going to be in a quiet phase जहाँ पे कोई reduced metabolic activity होगी, growth नहीं होगी. but the plant is living. Dormant plant does not mean a dead plant. It means an active plant which has suspended its growth temporarily. Next, hibernation and estivation. Winters में, Arctic regions में, when the temperature is very much cold, the bears, they go in hibernation to avoid damage from low temperatures in winter. Hibernation is winter sleep. Estivation helps avoid damage from high temperature in summers. जैसे कि deserts में, summers में temperature बहुत high हो जाता है. Animals suspend कर देते हैं. They reduce their metabolic activity and go into deep sleep. Hibernation, winter sleep. Estivation, summer sleep. Very important MCQ questions. Hibernation के examples, estivation के examples. I will show you. The polar bear is the commonest example of hibernation. It goes into a deep sleep. यहाँ पे it can go without food and water for more than 240 days. Why? Because metabolic activity को bare minimum पे ला लिया है. Metabolic activity is reduced to a level जहाँ पे उनको food की requirement ही नहीं रहेगी. They are just going to escape from the outside environment. To escape the outside harsh environment, they are going to go in a deep sleep. Okay. Some snails, reptiles, they escape the harsh conditions. Estivation is summer sleep. Hibernation is winter sleep. Next is diapause. Pause का मतलब क्या होता है? Now I'm recording this video. If I pause it, it's going to stop at that time. Again, when I unpause it, it's going to start from that same point जहाँ पे मैंने उसको छोड़ा था. किसी भी चीज को पॉज करना. Now supposingly if you're watching a movie, if you want to go and drink a glass of water, आप मूवी को पॉज करके जाओगे. You will go, पानी पियोगे, वापस आओगे, वापस आने के बाद पॉज को हटाओगे. The movie is going to start exactly from the same line जहाँ पे आपने उसको पॉज किया था. Diapause is the same thing. Development of a species is postponed to survive with the usual unfavorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions में species अपना development को pause कर देते हैं. They pause their development. अब ये diapause किसी species के लिए summer में हो सकता है, किसी के लिए winter में हो सकता है. कोई species in an annual year they go into diapause 2 times also. So difference between diapause and hibernation is diapause दोनों सीजन्स में हो सकता है, बट हाइबरनेशन सिर्फ विंटर्स में होगा. एस्टिवेशन सिर्फ समर्स में होगा. डायापॉज समर और विंटर डिफरेंट स्पीशीज के लिए डिफर करेगा व्हेन दे आर गोइंग इनटू डायापॉज. इट इज अ स्टेज ऑफ सस्पेंडेड डेवलपमेंट. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है दैट द स्पीशीज हैज डाइड. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ये स्पीशीज मर गया है. उसने सिर्फ अपने डेवलपमेंट को पॉज किया है. इट विल हैव नो मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटी. एक डिफरेंस बिटवीन हाइबरनेशन, एस्टिवेशन एंड डायापॉज ये भी है कि हाइबरनेशन, एस्टिवेशन में मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटी चलता रहता है, बट इट इज टू अ रिड्यूस्ड लेवल. डायापॉज में सब कुछ सस्पेंड किया जाता है, पूरी बॉडी की एक्टिविटीज को एक पॉज लग जाता है, बट द ऑर्गेनिज्म इज स्टिल लिविंग. Zooplanktons are a common example of diapause. So we have seen एक organism या तो रेगुलेट कर सकता है अपना internal environment with the external environment. It can partially regulate, means कुछ टाइम के लिए रेगुलेट करेगा, and it can conform when it is internal और external. जब वो equal रहता है, when it is not regulating, it is conforming. If it is not doing all these three, extreme conditions में it can migrate. और जब conformers internal और external को maintain रख रहे हैं, internal conditions जब बहुत stressful हो जा रही है organism के लिए, तो it will migrate, move away temporarily from that external conditions to a place जहाँ पे favorable environmental condition है उस time of the year में. जैसे कि बर्ड्स फ्रॉम साइबेरिया दे कम टू राजस्थान बिकॉज साइबेरिया में विंटर्स में इट इज एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड. The birds cannot reproduce, cannot breed over there, cannot get food over there. So they come to Rajasthan, which is a desert place, जहाँ पे winter के temperatures are warm enough. They are warm. Birds अच्छे से breed कर सकते हैं, अच्छे से खाना ढूंढ के खा सकते हैं. Okay? So example, human analogy में example है, दिल्ली से हम शिमला जाते हैं summer vacations में, because Shimla is cold. So to escape the heat of summers, we wish to spend some days in Shimla. Then if they are not migrating, कुछ fishes भी हैं जो migrate करेंगी, we have spoken. If they are not migrating, they can suspend. Suspension में bacteria, fungi जो है, उनको thick walled spores आ जाते हैं. They have thick walled spores जिससे वो suspend करते हैं, external environment से बचाते हैं अपनी body को, इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट को बचाते हैं, एस्केप करते हैं वो टाइम को. नेक्स्ट इज डॉर्मेंसी. डॉर्मेंसी इज प्लांट्स दे कैनॉट लीव देयर प्लेस एंड गो. They cannot leave their place and go, so they will go in a phase of reduced metabolic activity, state in which a plant is alive but it is not actively growing. It will wait for the favorable conditions to come. The plant will wait, the seed will wait for the favorable condition to come, and only then it is going to grow. Hibernation is winter sleep. Estivation is summer sleep. To escape the harsh environmental conditions, organisms they go into a deep sleep. In this deep sleep, the metabolic activity is reduced to a very minimum level. Because of this reduced metabolic activity, they do not require food. They do not require water for many days. Okay. So estivation is for organisms in desert regions in extremely harsh summers. Hibernation is for organisms in the Arctic regions in the sub-zero temperatures in the extremely cold winters. Diapause is जहाँ पे आपकी लाइफ अभी चल रही है उसको एक पॉज लगा दो, सारी एक्टिविटीज को बंद कर दो. Come back when the conditions are favorable. Come back, वो पॉज के बटन को अनपॉज करो, वहीं से आपकी लाइफ चालू होगी वापस. Like I told you, while watching a movie, if you have to pause it, आप जहाँ पे पॉज करोगे, when you unpause it, उसी लाइन से मूवी वापस चालू होगी. So zooplanktons show such suspended stage of development in extremely unfavorable conditions. Now students, revision tips for what we are studying in ecology is, one is, आपके घर में किसी को भी पकड़ो, ask your mom to sit with you, ask your father to sit with you, ask your grandfather, grandmother to sit with you, ask your brother or sister to sit with you. उनको एक प्लेन पेपर लेके एक्सप्लेन करो that the earth is rotating around itself, earth is revolving around the sun. उसकी वजह से temperatures change होते हैं. Because of that, seasons, we have different seasons in different parts of the world. Because of those different seasons, different temperature, different climatic conditions, हमको different biomes मिलते हैं. Because of that, polar bear एक biome में रहता है, वो केरला में नहीं मिलेगा. Mango trees का example बताओ उनको. Explain them all this. You will be revising your part of ecology. उनको explain करो migration. They might be knowing about these bird sanctuaries. They might be knowing where those birds are coming from. उनको hibernation के बारे में बताओ, estivation के बारे में बताओ. Tell them about homeostasis. Tell them how we can live in these hot conditions also and we sustain the cold conditions also with maximum efficacy. Success of mammals is because of this efficient performance from sub-zero temperatures to a range of greater than 50 degrees centigrade. So sit and explain them this all. If you don't have anyone to listen to you, you can call me. You can call me and start explaining. You can call me and tell me your doubts. You can call me and tell me your feedback. Okay? अगर कोई नहीं सुन रहा है, मुझे फोन करो. I'm here to listen to all of you. Next, the second tip is एक plain paper लो and start making diagrams. Diagram बनाओ एक molecule का, एक cell का, एक tissue का, एक organ का, एक organ system का. उन सब डिफरेंट ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स बनाओ और एक ऑर्गेनिज्म को कंबाइन करो. सपोजिंगली फॉर एग्जांपल ह्यूमन बॉडी के डायग्राम में सारे ऑर्गन्स बनाओ. ओके, सारे ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स बनाओ स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम ब्रेन, हार्ट, स्टमक, लिवर, एवरी ऑर्गन एंड विद द सिस्टम, योर रिब केज. ऑलराइट, ऑर्गेनिज्म बनाओ. उसके बाद थिंक अबाउट द रोटेशन एंड रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ द अर्थ. उसके साथ कौन से बायोम्स आएंगे, ट्रॉपिकल रीजन कौन सा होगा, टेम्परेट रीजन कौन सा होगा, पोलर रीजन कौन सा होगा, इक्वेटर को ड्रॉ करो, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैप्रिकॉर्न को ड्रॉ करो, ड्रॉ द नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर, सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर, ट्राई टू मेमोराइज कि कौन से एरिया में टेम्परेचर कितना हो रहा था, वो ग्राफ ड्रॉ करो जो बायोम्स का है. After you have read the NCERT textbook, you have seen the lecture. You may not get correct readings for the graph, but you can always come to near approximate values. Okay, maybe you're not drawing exact values, but you will be to near approximate values. हमने डिस्कस किया है वो ग्राफ को कैसे ड्रॉ करेंगे इन एन अल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर. ए के बाद सी, सी के बाद जी, सी के बाद डी, डी के बाद जी, जी के बाद जी, टी ई एंड देन टी आर. So remember that sequence. Try to draw that graph. उसके बाद try to draw these phases, that is dormancy, diapause, migration, hibernation, estivation. Animals देखो कौन से hibernate करते हैं, कौन से estivate करते हैं. You can always Google and check out. Examples add करो eurythermal और stenothermal organisms में. Okay. Now in the next part, I will be dealing with the other abiotic factors. Today we have spoken at length about temperature and how the organism responds to the temperature conditions around it. Okay. Next part we will be discussing about the other abiotic factors, that is water, light and soil. Till then, take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay happy. Love you all, miss you all. Call me for your doubts. Call me for your feedbacks. I'm always there for you. Bye bye.